So today, I'm back to one of my pet peeves, which is this baloney, and I most recently heard it from Joe Rogan. Uh, I'd rather be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. And I'm always like, what is wrong with your thinking? First of all, I don't want no warriors in my garden. They don't know what the hell to do. And where are you going to get all your food from if you're a warrior? From gardeners. And how are you going to get that food? Well, by threatening the gardeners? What is going on here? And so that is kind of a little thing I think about the whole worship of the military. It's not just. Part of the issue around it is it's kind of like the mafia coming to your bar and saying, hey, you got to pay us $100 a night to protect your bar because somebody might come and break your windows. Well, what are you gonna do if I don't pay? Oh, I'm gonna break your windows. So, and that's not 100%. It's just my reaction to this baloney about being a warrior in a garden. First of all, gardening's not easy, and there's this assumption, right? Oh, stuff just grows, and then somebody picks it and gives it to you. If you're a warrior, well, somebody has to know when, what, where, why, how to plant. And you got to know which plants are coming up. And if you want efficient gardening, you got to know immediately so you can get rid of the plants that take nutrients and water from the soil and don't grow the food plants. And everybody acts like that's so easy, and being a warrior is hard. And really, there's this idea, right? Oh, killing is so great and powerful. And I'm like, well, it's kind of easy, especially once we invented guns and stuff, compared to creating good, healthy food for a community. So it's not, there's this weird idea, I think it's weird, that, oh, it's so easy to be kind and generous, and it's so difficult to be paranoid and violent. And I am connecting violence and paranoia, and there is this, right, if somebody comes down my driveway, I'll shoot him. And I have asked around a little bit, what's the first thing you think when you see somebody's car coming in your driveway? And I'm always like, oh, I wonder who might need help or who wants to come see me. And a lot of people I know, they think, I wonder who's coming to steal from me, and they get all upset. And then, of course, if they don't know how to kill, they get more upset. If they do know how to kill, they get ready to go kill. So these are my thoughts around keep your warriors out of my garden. And it's not so much a true thought. So a true thought comes from just thinking about it. And it's a reactionary thought. And a reactionary thought is, get out of my thing with your bullcrap baloney that warriors are morally superior to gardeners. And I guess I'm by instinct a gardener, a farmer, not a fighter. So there's respect around being able to defend from other humans. Okay, that takes awareness of who's a threat and who's not. And so a true thought is more in a society you wouldn't even bother to make a gardener less than a warrior or a warrior less than a gardener. The true thought would be, let's honor what we need to do to have a healthy community. And what do we need? Maybe we do need warriors because of the nature of the universe that we can't change, right? And so that's the first thing. And maybe we need gardeners because we have a lot of people and we can't just forage and eat what's the easiest and everything. So maybe both can get along, and maybe one person can be both. There's a character, I call him Cole, from the Terran Wanderer series, who's a farmer, and then he gives up his life as a warrior to save civilization. Anyway, so he could be both, instead of making this dichotomous, disingenuous, pretending ignorance and judgmental hierarchical statement about warriors being better than gardeners. You don't have to do that. And of course, I don't have to go the opposite way and say, well, gardeners are better than warriors. Anyways, we'll go a little longer. So one important thing to remember is, so this came from a Jordan Peterson thing of, you've got to become a monster before you can be a good human being. And it turns out that we do what we train ourselves to do. We do what we're trained to do by our parents and our community. And it's very difficult to do anything you're not trained to do. And it's again back to this idea that it's so easy to be kind and generous and caring and giving. And you can just suddenly do it after training yourself to kill people all the time. Not so. If you want to be good at being kind and generous and giving, you got to practice. And it's got to be important to you. And so that's a very interesting thing that's coming out now with all these right-wing or libertarian ideas of, you have to learn to kill before you can be kind. Why? You have to learn not to have reactionary fear. And I don't think killing people reduces your reactionary fear or training to kill people. And then there's the other thing of, if you train to kill, which is what a warrior does, you can slice and dice it and pretend it's other things, but that's the core of it. You become, as that saying says, when the only tool you have is a hammer, everything looks an awful lot like a nail. If you train to be kind and generous and caring and giving, that's what you tend to do first. And, of course, sometimes that can be a mistake. And most of the time, killing is a mistake. Not all the time, most of the time. So food for thought. Be a gardener in a garden.